Good morning everybody, Christy from Getting Into Prepping. This morning I quickly want to talk about something that's been bothering me for a while, and I think it's time to actually talk about it on this forum. We all know the story of the frog in the hot water. If you put the theory is that if you put a frog in hot water or in water and you increase the temperature gradually, by the time the water is boiling, the frog will still be in there because he would not even have noticed that the temperature has gone up. Now my question or my remark is that I believe that we currently the frog in the water, and it's no longer water, it's hot water. If I just have a look at what's going on in South Africa and what's going on in the world, it's my opinion that we definitely that frog. If we just look at South Africa, over the past 30 years, the political system has failed. It's failed miserably. Whites are being marginalized, and that's without being a racist. It's a fact. The BEE that we've been implementing in the country is not working. If you ask anybody on the street, a black person, what benefits have you gained from BEE, he will probably look at you like you're totally crazy, because he doesn't even know about BEE, nevertheless about getting some advantage out of that. As far as service delivery is concerned, if we look at the service delivery has dropped from being quite proficient to absolute disgust. I'm going to use a practical example. When I was in Rustenburg at the Department of Labor, they had a water crisis, as I alluded to in one of the previous videos, in the Rustenburg area. According to law, there should not be anybody on a premises where there is no water, especially a state institute, because it's against the OSH, or the Occupational Health and Safety Act. And they just let these guys know that, sorry, there's no water, we're not going to make a plan, we are closing down the center. That caused a bit of a ruckus, and at the end of the day they did help people, but the service was so bad that they helped so few people that it was almost non-existent. If we look at the postal services has gone down to nothing, to the fact that they're actually closing down postal services. Road maintenance, if you look at road maintenance, there's more potholes than road these days. If you find a piece of road between the potholes, you're actually lucky, and you can win a Datsun or something like that. So that, as far as the service delivery, or some examples of as far as service delivery is concerned. You also get the crime situation. The crime has gotten so bad that it's no longer even news if somebody gets murdered. It's kind of like a side note, or maybe you find it on page 6 of the newspaper. That's how bad it got as far as crime is concerned. Crime is rife. Crime is it's just out of this world. The police services are no longer able to contain this. Just yesterday I heard about another situation where one police station has got one vehicle to service a whole district or a whole area. I mean, that's impossible. You cannot do crime prevention and complaints with one vehicle in that area. So that's another thing. Hospitals, if you look at hospitals has gone down. The service delivery at hospitals, people lying on the ground, in the hallways, not being treated. It's just a shamble. It's really just a shamble. And we have gotten so used to this that it doesn't faze us. If we look at electricity, if we look at water, regularly we have load shedding, and we just accept it. We've got water outages, and we just accept it. We've gotten so used to this that it's actually, it's not even funny. We are the frog in the hot water, but this water is so close to boiling, and we don't even know it. And you know, that's the sad part. People they know these things, but they don't take note of these things, and they don't take anything serious. They don't take preparing serious, in my view. And that's just my view. If we know about these things, why are we not preparing? Why are we not getting ready for things that's coming? I've listened to so many people that's predicting that there's going to be problems with the elections, and I tend to agree with that. Knowing the history of the country, prior the results, there's going to be prior the elections, there's going to be political violence. During the elections, there's going to be intimidation, like the normal situation. And then if in the case where the ANC actually loses this election, if I take into account what is happening right through Africa as in general, they're not going to let go. I mean, we've seen that in a couple of instances where they've lost elections, and they're not willing to even vacate the offices. They are doing everything in their power to occupy the powerhouse, and that's going to happen. If they lose the election, that's what's going to happen. They're still going to try to remain in power, and that could lead to a lot of violence. And we are in the hot water. The boiling point has almost been reached, and we're just sitting there watching all of this going on, and most people don't even know it or notice it, and they don't prepare. People, I'm urging you to be awake, to wake up and to see this. This is going on in South Africa, this is going on in Africa, and this is going on in the world. Everything is coming to a point where we are going to have a boiling point, and the frog is just sitting there watching these things doing nothing. Time to get out of the hot water, time to get ready, time to get prepared and make a difference. Make a difference in your area. I'm not calling anyone to be a rebel. I'm not calling anyone to take up arms and do funny things, but I am calling you up to be prepared and to be alert and to be awake and to notice what is going on. Don't be that frog. I think we've been that frog long enough. It's now time to get out of that hot water and to start preparing to make sure that if something goes wrong, or when something goes wrong, we are better prepared, and that we are able to take care of ourselves and take care of our loved ones. I'm urging you to listen to what I'm saying. I'm urging you to take up an action plan, get an action plan in place, start thinking about these things, and start making plans to get ready for what is coming in South Africa and what is coming in the world. So thank you for spending time with me. I'm not cross, I'm not ranting. I'm just putting out my idea that we are in a situation where we are the frog in the boiling water, and we need to get out to ensure that we don't boil with the boiling water. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep on prepping.